complete, your lanes will be switching over to tournament play. Please make sure you have a full set of 10 pins on your pin set. There's a reset button on your tablet on each table. I'd like to wish you all good luck, good scores.
Good morning, bowlers and friends. We are here for the 2021 Ohio State Masters Top 32 match play. A featured pair in front of us. 19 and 20, actually 17 and 18 is going to be the finals later today. 19 and 20, we're going to have John Boyd III versus Brandon Novak. These are the top 32 scores we have. I can give you a rundown of the matches that are going on. The electricity and whatnot does not give us the luxury of moving around the cameras too far. We certainly hope to go wireless someday so we can take these cameras and move them all over the place. Here in the first round, Dean Vargo was our #1 seed. He's bowling versus Brian Amos. Right next to them are 16 and 17 seeds Simon Moat and Andrew Smith. 8 versus 25, Dan Higgins versus Jeff Fair. Zeke Bate is bowling Happy Birthday Boy Charles Easton on 13 and 14. Chris Loschetter, our #4 seed versus 29 seed Michael Mossbarter. 13 and 20 seed is right here to our left on 17 and 18. Ty McKinney and Lonnie Jones. Again, right in front of us, Brandon Novak and John Boyd. To our right, we have Blaine Arms and Alan Dillinger. Chad Roberts was our #2 seed. He's versus 31 Lucas Onstein. Kevin Oravec and Kyle Cook. Mike Clark versus Rick McCormick. Scott Vandergrift versus Brandon McVicker. Christian McConaughey versus JT Cherpesky. Corey Tilley versus Brian Hatcher. Michael Williams II versus Brandon Kennard, and Dave Harrell D2 versus Tyler Meredith. So those are the matches going on right now. Bowlers, they are going to be bowling 2-game total pinfall match play. So even without the HP Lanes Columbus, Ohio banner up there, showing where we are, you're not going to be able to see the scores. The names are not up there, so we'll do our best to update scores as we're going. If we're looking for anybody in particular, how the scores are going, I'll try to have some score runners going to the best of our ability and get you some updated scores. So hopefully everybody is having a excellent Sunday morning. Jody Boyd, I see you sharing stuff. Are you in the building? If you're in the building, I'm looking for you. Again, the pattern they're bowling on this morning is the same as it has been all weekend. It's right around 40 feet. I believe it's about a 4.5 to 5 to 1 ratio, so it's a little flatter. So some of these guys you'll see throwing strikes on. Good morning, Ed. See some of these guys throwing strikes on it, making them look easy, and I can tell you right now, they're not. Hopefully everybody can see right in front of us and see the different camera angles and also hear me good this morning. Good morning, Amelia. Get a shot of big Lonnie Jones throwing 10 back. Again, directly in front of us, Brandon Novak and John Boyd. Brandon Novak starting off with the first 4. Again, this is available in the event page as well as my personal page. It's available in the sweeper page. I have shared it all around any of the Ohio pages that are there, as well as it's available on YouTube. And you can watch it on YouTube at TMT Bowling Stream TV. All you need to do is go over and subscribe, hit the little bell, and that will tell you every time we go live. So we should have action for you all day. When we get to the round of 8, they are spread out just outside of our viewing area, so we're going to try to get one camera to work on a couple of the matches. And then the top 4 are just over here to our right, and again the finals are going to be right here on 17 and 18, so we'll have a good view of everything in the finals. Looks like John's having a little trouble getting a read on this pair. Got the ball rolling a little bit early, went through the nose the last frame. Or I'm sorry, he was light on the last frame, and then that one he went Brooklyn. So if anybody has any questions in the chat, go ahead, fire away. I do have my Facebook chat open right now. I'll pull open the YouTube chat as well. So that way we can see what's going on over there too. Hopefully we've got, oh, he trips out the 4, leaving only the 6. Playing arms over here to the right. It's off to a hot start. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors of the tournament, M&D Blacktop Company and BOWLERX, as well as Bowlify. Bowlify giving away jerseys for 300 games for the top qualifier in the first round yesterday, the top qualifier in the second round last night, as well as the overall winner. So we've given away 3 already. So shout out to Bowlify and again, M&D Blacktop Company as well as BOWLERX. We have close to $10,000 added to this prize fund this year, which is just incredible. Right now the score in front of us on 19 and 20. Brandon Novak 129 in the 5th with a double work, and he's got a substantial lead right now on John Boyd. But again, these are 2-game matches. Over here on the right we have Blaine Arms going 278. He's currently got a 63-pin lead in his match. And over here to the left, you have Lonnie Jones. Here you see the owner right there, Gary Joyce, walking back. Thanks, Gary, for everything he's done for the tournaments. We have Lonnie Jones and Ty McKinney, and Lonnie currently has a 30-pin lead in that match. He's got a 40-pin lead in that match. Brandon Novak doing Brandon Novak things. I've heard people talk about Brandon, and he can match up to a lot of different You know, he matches up well at this center, matches up well at that center. Well, Brandon's one of those guys that just matches up well to everything. He's a very good bowler. And his kind of trick roll that he's got, he can make work on a lot of different conditions. He makes his way down to Cincinnati quite often to bowl in my events, and he's always making a push, and he's right around the leaderboard every time. Ty McKinney's really struggling with a feel over here on the left. We're hunting around. There's a good luck shout out to Andrew Smith. Again, folks, share this video around. There's a nice shot by John Boyd. Cutting down to 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. We will get some folks in the booth with me throughout the day, depending on how they're bowling and whatnot. But I do have a couple guys standing around. Dawn's gonna go see. Dawn's going to go grab somebody that's watching down there, a buddy of mine, and have him sit in for a couple of minutes. I'm sure we're going to get Mr. Brown and Paul Brown in here to sit for a little while too. So we'll have different folks in here throughout the day. Joining me in the booth right now, we have young Tyler Ring, one of the up-and-comers in the bowling world and one of the hardest workers that there is when it comes to working on his craft of bowling and getting better. And you know, he bowled yesterday. He just missed making the advanced round.
Just barely.
Yep. But it's good experience.
Absolutely.
Came up here and got to check out the experience of the Ohio State Masters. I would imagine you'll be a staple in the tournament the next couple of years at least. Well, what are you, like 14 years old?
Yeah.
Tyler's one of the young guys that started bowling at a lot of my events and bowling around town, and he has come a very long way in a short time. So we're proud to have the guys that come through our bowling center, and not that he grew up there or anything, but he kind of makes that his second home right now.
Oh, absolutely. I come every Sunday for sure if I can.
There every Sunday and every other little tournament he can think of. So, got Brandon putting up 257 versus John Boyd 198. Again, these are 2-game matches, so a lot of things can change. We're going to focus over here on 21 and 22 for a minute. Got Blaine Arms making a washout, finish off the count. He has a 20-pip lead. That one actually got a little closer. Blaine had a mishap in the 9th frame, finishes 232 versus Alan Dillinger's 212. So that match is pretty interesting. Ty McKinney's trying to get his strike going. Lonnie Jones put up 257 at him. Ty McKinney can bat it out still for 190. So you were down there watching the other end, Tyler. What kind of scores do we see down there?
There's some good scores. You got JT and Christian McConaughey down there. They both shot 240s at each other, 250s. We also got a good matchup down here with Dan Higgins and Jeff Fair. That ought to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran through all the matchups of everything going on, and that would have been one that would have been nice to shift into the viewership.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe after certain parts of the game, one of us will run down, or I'll run down and see where they are score-wise.
For sure.
Try to keep people as updated as we possibly can. Like I said, anybody out there watching, hit that little share button in the bottom left-hand corner of your mobile device. We all have a lot of bowling friends. It's not all the same, so let's be sure that we are sharing it and getting this out to as many people as possible. I had Dawn going down there to grab you to get in the booth, and
yeah.
Maddie stopped and she goes, "Wait, you don't want me to sit in here?" And I said, "Sure, here you go. There's the headphones." And she ran away the other direction.
Yeah, I didn't think Maddie would be one to get in the booth. This is my first time being in the booth, so I'm pretty happy about it. I know Trainin would be in my spot if he was here.
Trainin would love to be sitting there right now, but that's okay. He's bowling up in Detroit somewhere. There's all kinds of tournaments going on. We got a shout out to Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer are bowling in St. Louis.
Absolutely. They put together a good set to
the inside bowling doubles, and they put together a huge set last night to make it into today's casher round. So
oh, yeah.
Big shout out to those fellas. Hopefully you can finish it off today. Jalen Mosley guy's having a pretty good year.
Oh, absolutely. It's not shocking from Jalen Mosley. I mean, that man, stud.
So, tell me a little bit about your experience yesterday. Let's see what you thought. You bowled out a not so easy pattern. It's the same surface that we have at Coleraine Bowl. So
it was pretty difficult. A lot of people that I was talking to going into the event thought urethane was going to be the play. There were some people that threw it at the beginning. I threw it game one. It looked good, but from pair to pair, it just wasn't the ball. I think getting left with reactive definitely was the safer play. Just looping them. They were hard. I think it was like plus 20 after the first 5 to make the top 64.
Yeah, I believe it turned out to be plus 26.
Yeah. It was great, though. Bowling these tournaments, especially for me, it's just great. I love how far Maddie and I have come within a very short time.
Well, I made the comment yesterday during the live stream when some other folks were sitting in and how much that they have progressed, and you two definitely were a topic on part of the conversation. So proud to watch you guys do what you do, and certainly proud of everything you do, and then watching you come through my tournaments and Collier's tournaments, and you know,
absolutely
just keep working your way through. So keep working hard. It's going to come.
And it's always a good time too, especially with the Coleraine family, all the events.
I had Michaela Barber sit in yesterday. She's another one that's just working her butt off to get better at her craft. And
absolutely.
She said yesterday she hadn't shot 300, and I said, well, sometime in the next 2 months, I'm going to see the post of your 300 on Facebook, and I'll be seeing. See, I told you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's coming.
For sure.
Looking around, most everybody is starting their game 2. There's still some of them that are in game 1. There are some guys that are a little more deliberate than others. I guess that's a PC way of putting it, right?
Good shot there from Novak.
Absolutely. He does that a lot, too.
Yes, he does.
You know, I had an interesting question yesterday, asked me in the booth, that I don't think it was in play this year, but last year it did. bowling balls that are not released to the public yet, but they are USBC certified. And staffers able to get certain bowling balls and whatnot. What's your feeling about being able to use them if they're not released to the public yet?
Well, personally, I know there was some new releases that just came out. I crossed with one of my friends, Jeremy Ciccone. He wanted to. I feel like if you were on staff, you should be able to throw them before they come out, especially if you can get them a little early.
And that was my explanation too. It goes either way for me. It's either it's a toss-up.
Right.
Really, you're throwing a new release. You're throwing a ball that no one can buy yet, but you still got to make good shots with it.
Oh, absolutely. You definitely got to
execute. That's all part of being on staff. Is you have the right to grab that ball, drill it up, and come out to these events and throw it and showcase it.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, that's what it's for. Put it in their hands for league play, put it in their hands for some tournaments, and let people see what the bowling ball does.
Oh, yeah.
And, and that helps sell equipment.
Yep, for sure.
So from a I don't know, Ebonite sponsored guy and just a bowling guy, bowling nerd, I guess, myself, I don't see a big issue with it. Again, you still gotta make quality.
Yeah, you still
shots.
gotta make the shots. Yeah, for sure.
That bowling ball's not remote controlled, and it's not guaranteed to knock over 10 pins just because it's new.
Yep.
But that's just kind of my feeling on it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys end up going out last night anywhere?
We did. I actually, funny, I actually went to the casino last night.
No way.
Yeah. I went with the Nolan White.
Yes.
Jogger. Nolan White, Rick McCormick, and JT Trapetsky. It was a good time. Good time.
How far away was that from the hotel? You think you guys stayed in the same place I did?
Yeah, it was only about 20 minutes out. It wasn't that bad.
Okay, good deal. I did the old man thing. We grabbed food, went back to the hotel room, and I fell asleep sitting there watching something.
Yeah, the
horrible on
15-year-old
television.
Maddie had to stay at the hotel last night. She couldn't come with us.
I told her she could come down and hang out with us if she wanted to. She came down to drop the jacket off that she borrowed.
Oh, yeah.
And said she was going to go change and come back down and hang out. Then she left, and I told Dawn, I said, yeah, she ain't coming back.
Nope.
She's going to want up there to pass out.
Oh, yeah, she was definitely asleep. The lanes look like they're, compared to yesterday, they look like they're hooking just a little bit more early on. I know from the first squad that I bowled, they were a little tight to start off, but then they started to open up after game 2. That's when people started getting left and hooking them. There was only a few people that I saw using urethane pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, like I said, the gentleman over here to our left.
Oh, yeah.
Jones is throwing urethane.
Yeah.
He's just a big, strong
Big
fella
guy.
right there.
He was throwing urethane, I think, both sets. He made the tops. Yeah, he's here now. So he was. I think he was in the Purple Hammer the whole time.
Yeah. Saw that strike over there on 22. That was the strike of Blaine Arms. Trying to put a little distance between him and his competitor. Got a little closer there at the end of last game.
Yeah, I was next to Blaine all day yesterday. He was throwing it really good. Kept himself in it. He had a couple 180 games, but he kept it together.
Well,
good shot there from John.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. You gotta stay focused and make good shots. But it's a lot of bowling, and most people watching and listening, and yourself. A lot of bowling is definitely mental.
Oh, that's what. Yeah.
And being able to tell your head, all right, just stay in the moment, throw your shots, and not try to get too quick and overthink what you're doing.
Oh yeah, you got to keep yourself in it, and being there mentally is definitely a big factor in that.
Sure. I've watched a lot of bowlers through my time that had just incredible physical games. and could just make the ball. It was just amazing what they could do with a bowling ball, but they had literally no thought sense to them, and that kept them from being one. You know, they were great, but it kept them from being even that much better.
Right.
But
Big
that's
double
just
there.
A thing. Yeah, that's just a big. That's a thing.
Absolutely. You don't want to take yourself out of it too early, especially when you got a 5-game block. You know, you can still make up some pins later on.
Yep.
I had two 160 games, my 5 games yesterday. I gave myself a chance. The last one, I needed 270. I gave it 240, so was definitely there mentally. It's all part of the experience. Pin there from Novak. John Boyd's
trying to work his way back.
Into this, yeah. It's a big double. See if he can.
Well, he's going 270.
Yep.
Brandon's pacing around 2-0 right now, which would put him around.
Yeah, I think Novak shot 250 last game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boyd with 198.
It's definitely a good one right here.
I'm going to take a walk down here to the left and see what's going on with the Fair-Higgins match. And go to the right and get a few more, and I'll be right back. Are you good sitting here?
Absolutely, sounds good.
Taking care of this match right here?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Got John Boyd on a double here. Try and get his way back into this one with a strike here. Good shot right there from John. Looks like my sister Maddie Ring is coming to take Todd's spot for a little bit while he checks on the score.
All right, guys, I'm finally here. I know everyone's been waiting for me. Sadly, Todd didn't get here early enough to get my first 5 games in.
John is slowly making his way back into this one with a 4-bagger there. Have you been checking on scores? Did you see what everyone's doing?
Christian McConaughey is on 290 pace on JT. I think Kyle and the guy he's bowling are both on fronts.
Shot there from Novak. I think we just took over Todd's stream. We should just make this like
We can
our
call it
stream
the
now.
ring thing.
Yeah, this is our stream now.
This is called the ring thing. Blaine with a good shot.
Yeah, Blaine missed 2 single pins that game, but he's coming back now.
A lot of close matches. A lot of good bowlers.
Let's you want to talk about your experience yesterday with the Ohio State Masters? I know that was a big one for you.
I'd rather not, but it wasn't horrible. It was definitely a learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually bowled very well. I'm proud of myself.
Of course. You gotta be.
Now we gotta go win the coin sweeper tonight at 6 o'clock on Eiffel Tower.
Big shots here from Novak to finish this one up. He can go 227 right here. John Boyd is pacing 277, sorry.
Did he win? Are these updated scores?
I'm pretty sure. I think it's two game total pins, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Big shot. 310.
Good effort there from John to come back in it.
He had a good match with Charles and Zeke. And Dan and Jeff.
I was telling Todd how they look like from when we were bowling yesterday that they're definitely hooking a little more early.
That's what I said. Especially got that room outside that we
Yeah.
didn't have yesterday. Got outside like 7, your ball was just not coming back.
For sure. Looks like people are definitely getting left and hooking them early. Yes, you did get booted from your own stream. Sorry, Todd.
Taking over.
We're taking over the stream today.
They're definitely hooking more. Chad Roberts and Lucas. Good match.
There are
Shot
definitely
for
some good
Blaine.
matchups.
Go. 2-4-8.
Blaine's got to give this 2-4-8-10 a run here. It definitely needs to count.
Michael Mossbarter is making a run against Zeke.
Good spare there from Blaine, making the 2-4-8-10. Keep himself in it. That was huge. Good shot there.
Good shot. Alright, so I believe that Brandon Novak won his 2-game total pinfall match. And will advance. He made that 2-4-8-10.
He did. He made that 2-4-8-10 to keep himself in it. He's got another split here.
Alright, Blaine, let's
He's definitely got to give
him
this one a run on 21. Back-to-back splits maybe for Blaine Arms here. At a
Back-to-back
crucial moment.
conversions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
wow.
he went through it. Wow. That's unfortunate.
Wow. Well, it was good, so
That's good, yeah.
never see that too often. Big shot.
Todd and I were talking about this guy right
I
here.
was just thinking that.
Yeah.
He's so powerful.
What? Do you remember his name? I know he's. Todd said it a
He's from
couple minutes ago.
Toledo.
Yeah, I think he's from the Michigan area. I'm not sure, but he's a really good
he
bowler.
Does, and he had 9 games in Toledo, and that's how he's bowling today.
He was one of the few guys that stayed in urethane the whole time yesterday.
Makes one of us. Urethane was not working yesterday.
It looked good from the starting pair, but I feel like from pair to pair, it just wasn't it. Definitely had to get in and loop him.
Maybe touch it.
Good spare there from Vinny.
Dang, I'm good at this.
A lot of good splits on the live stream today.
JT Sherpesky beats Christian McConaughey and will advance. Got a close match with Michael and Charles. Nice shot. I think Simon is gonna lock it up down there. Looks like Rick McCormick's got his tennis shoes on early.
Oh, Richard.
I believe he bowled Ryan Loschetter, I think. Good shot from Chad.
I saw Lucas throw it two-handed, so he's probably done. So that means Chad Roberts will move on.
Wow, Chad must have come back. Lucas had about 50 on him, I believe.
Yeah.
He does throw it very good.
Yeah, he's a good bowler. There's a lot of people that I didn't know here today, or yesterday. They were all very, very good.
Oh, wow, Messenger missed over there.
Good shot there from Chris Loschetter. Leaves a 10 pin.
Spare.
First two game matches are wrapping up now.
Blaine Arms is going to come out with the win as well.
Oh, Blaine Arms won.
What's going on over here? I think that Charles Easton might lap Zeke. Big shots.
8 count there in the 10th from Chris.
Good shot, Jeff.
I believe Jeff Fair will move on.
Against Dan Higgins.
I hope Todd's not upset. We definitely just took over his live stream. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Todd and Don. Love you. Good shot from Zeke down there. I think Simon's going to clean his up.
Zeke started off that match with an open. Now he's sheet to the 10th. Watching Zeke bowl yesterday, he was really, really good all the way through. He was one of the guys that got left early.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Big shot. Keeping it close. It's called the ring thing.
Yeah, we took over Todd's stream. believe Todd will come back in the booth shortly to give updates on everything, on scores, who's moving on.
Yep, I think they're putting scores together as we speak. Kyle Cook won his match as well. A lot of our Dayton friends. I can't believe you went through that 310. That was I was like, that looks really good.
Yeah, we were hyping you up about 248.10. That was pretty nice. Yeah, I know. I said that was huge.
When you shot at that split, I was like, oh, that looks really, really good. And I was like, okay, maybe too good. Michael with a big shot.
Good shot there from Michael. Throwing a pitch purple, I believe, with some surface.
Zeke Bay spare. Gonna get the second round of match play started soon.
Oh. Trip 6 right there from Michael. Yeah, catch the end of this one. I didn't know the scores of the first game, but I know Michael just tripped a 6-pin to get a double there in the 10th. That was huge. He slapped it out, so I'm assuming it's a close one. Big shot. I believe Michael is your winner of that one.
Yep.
Defeating Chris Loschetter.
I will get a picture of the board after this. So there's a whole lot of love on here for Andrew Smith. That's the second or third one I've seen to wish Andrew some good luck. I see him down there to the left right now, bowling. Just to the left of Jeff Fair. So as soon as they get done with this round, we've got a few folks down to the left that are finishing up their matches. And when they get done, I'll get a picture of the board posted in the event page as well as on my page, so that way we can see the advancers to the top 16. And we're just going to keep live the whole time in between, and they'll be turning them around pretty quickly to get them ready for the next round. Like we have one pair to finish up down there, about 2 frames to go maybe. And that's Simon and Andrew Smith. We have to give a shout out while we're waiting here to Dawn McGill. She's here watching, helped me set everything up.
Mama Dawn.
Yep, Mama Dawn. She's got her foot in this giant boot.
Yeah.
She had surgery a couple weeks ago. Had her follow up. No weight bearing whatsoever on her left foot for 4 more weeks.
Yeah. Speedy recovery.
So I'm leaning on her scooter right now, using it as an armrest while she's playing her game. But making the trip up here and coming up to hang out and helping me with all this stuff, and I can't do any of this without her. Can't run the tournaments without her. Can't run these live streams without her. So
You guys are the dream team.
she's blah, blah, blahing me.
Mocking Todd over there.
It's okay. She knows I'm right. So it looks like everybody's just about done. I'm going to go get ready and grab a picture of the board, and then we will have the next round of matches coming up. Everybody just stay tuned, and we'll be back with you here in a couple of minutes.
Very shortly. We got Richard McCormick now joining us in the booth. How you doing, Richard?
Shot 468 and lost by 40.
So, what were you seeing today compared to yesterday? Were they different?
I didn't actually play it different. I balled up to a stronger ball. Yesterday, when I put the thumping on, I threw a Zen, and then today against Mike, I threw the Zen the first game, and then I went to the Zen Master the second game.
Just a
so
side note.
they're a little tighter, I feel like. There's a little bit more people. Yeah, playing to the right. The lefties are starting to move closer to the gutter, throwing urethane. So
on lane 35 and 36, we have Dean Vargo against Simon Moat. On lane 31 and 32, we have Jeff Fair against Charles Easton. On 27 and 28, Mike Mossbarter against Lonnie Jones. On 23 and 24, we have Brandon Novak against Blaine Arms. On 19 and 20, we have Chad Roberts against Kyle Cook. On 15 and 16, we have Mike Clark Jr. against Scott Vandegrift. On 11 and 12, we have JT Trubesky against Brian Hatcher. On 7 and 8, we have Michael Williams II against David Harold. You're going to have 2 shots on each lane. Once you're finished with the 2 shots on each lane, please just notify the desk or wave your hand so we can get you started right into match play. Higher seed is on your recaps, which will be out here in just a second. Higher seed will get their choice of lane.
Some really good matchups here for the top 16.
oh yeah, it's going to be like that. I know I talked to Kyle. Kyle said that pretty much if he goes on a tear and starts winning, all of his matches are going to be tough. But really, the top 16 is all. The top 32 was good.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, there are some good matches. Kyle versus Chad's going to be a good one. I think Jeff's going against Charles.
Yep.
That's going to be a sick match because Jeff just got done bowling Higgins, which was also sick. And then Charles just bowled against Zeke, and I think Zeke had 480 and lost by like maybe a handful, maybe less than 10.
I think we have JT Trapetsky down here against Brian Hatcher.
Yeah, that's going to be another
That's a good one, too.
Hatcher, I crossed with Hatcher last night. Hatcher is throwing it pretty sick right now. I think he had 5. Did he shoot 300 the last game down there?
I think he did.
Yeah, so he had
did,
five,
yeah.
If he didn't, he had at least 550 for 2. So. Thanks.
That's what your guy told me.
No, I didn't lose. I got ran over by 40.
Hey, it could be worse.
I think Hatcher shot 550.
Listen, my guy
Hatcher
needed,
shot 550.
my guy needed a 7 count to win
I
and threw a 5
heard about
count.
that. I heard about that. Yeah.
And now, we can actually didn't go straight into that. Whatever.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, snap.
We have been live. I think Todd's getting scores right now for the top 16. Maddie and I took over the stream for a little bit.
Yeah. I haven't been in it all this weekend, so.
That was my first time in the booth.
Oh, this is like my 17th.
Feels good. I'm here.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, I got you. So yeah, we got Chad and Kyle right here in front of us. Blaine and Novak to the right of us. Mike Clark. I believe the gentleman's name is Steve. Possibly, I'm going to butcher his name. They are bowling on to the left of Kyle and Chad. And then we got Hatcher and JT, Mike Williams and Harold. Lonnie and Mossbarter. I'm fully anticipating that's just going to be a urethane fest.
Yes.
Because I know Lonnie, I crossed with Lonnie the first block yesterday, and that's what he did. I know Mossbarter's going to throw urethane.
I think he was throwing a pitch purple.
Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody's just saw Kyle look at me, yes, we have that bond. Yeah, but to answer your question, I didn't really see him a whole lot different.
Really?
I didn't see him a whole lot different. It does look like the right-handers are already starting to just go in.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I was saying. I feel like they were hooking a little more early.
Yeah, they're hooking more they're hooking just a smidge more to the middle. So what I mean by that is they're a little bit flatter. So
right.
To the right, they're a little bit more hang. And then they're just hooking a smidge more on the inside. But that's why I had to ball up and kind of blend them out a little bit. I know that's what Chad did too. Chad, I think, threw a phase 2 last game. I'm not too sure what Higgins threw. Probably something strong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're not too much different. They're just, I don't know if they're going to re-oil. Dawn, do they re-oil at all today or no?
I don't think so. I think they go all the way, yeah.
So it's just pretty much just going to be left, and more left.
Yeah. Hope to get the corners out eventually.
Yeah. That's the only thing that kind of sucks is I wish I could have made it a little further because that was where my best look was.
Yeah.
But you shoot 470 and lose by 40 sometimes.
Right.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Chad's throwing a phase 2. I actually really like that play because he's controlling the lane.
Yep. Chad definitely seems to be a little bit more right.
No, it's not possible. You're not gonna bowl. You're not gonna bowl like 4 matches on the same pair.
But I think right. You're not
They'll just keep doing like every other.
yeah. So I think you're really only going to be hit twice. Yeah, like the same pair twice. Yeah.
What were you saying, Tyler? I was saying how Chad was a little bit more right with the face of the bigger ball.
Yeah, just because, like, Kyle, he's going to get in because he's seeing friction.
Yep.
So he's going to kind of shape him a little bit. But, and I'm pretty sure I just saw Hatcher do it too. So the good thing I really like about this tournament, guys that put it on for us, Charles, Don, Jeff, all those guys, what they do is they give us a pattern at different houses. So this is the third house. This is the fourth year of it. But it allows people to kind of play them everywhere.
Right.
So you got guys like Lonnie who can throw urethane. You got the lefties throwing urethane. You got, Novak hooking a Zen like he has the last 27 games this weekend.
Right.
And then you also got guys that can play them a little straighter, like Loesch was doing. Just it gives you, it's not who can get the left fastest. It's actually more of who can make shots and who has better ball reaction, essentially.
Well, yeah, Jeff Fair.
Huh?
You can stay with me.
Are you going to sit down?
I believe Todd's going to take my spot. Give you guys a score update.
You can stay. No, you're good. No, me and you. All right. Just like old times, Todd. Just like old times.
Hey, we're back.
What's up?
Or I'm back. You were already here.
Yep.
We've got a barn burner of a match right in front of us. Let's go ahead and put the camera right in front. Chad Roberts and Kyle Cook.
Yeah, Chad's actually, me and Tyler were actually talking about lane play and ball choices. And actually, Chad saw something in practice. He's throwing two completely different bowling balls. So he's throwing a Zen on the right lane, really angular, and then he's throwing a phase 2 on the left lane. Which may be why Kyle, that actually makes sense, because that makes Kyle went high on the right lane and then light on the left lane. So.
Do have the somewhere a picture of the top 16 of who did advance.
Todd's got to put on his reading glasses.
I do. I actually have an eye appointment on Tuesday.
Oh,
these
Lord.
are probably going to be glasses that I have to buy. Like I have to wear all the time soon.
Join the club.
I used to when I was young, and then I had the laser surgery. But unfortunately, the diabetic in me is making my eyes get a little weaker. So I need to get them checked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize how much I probably needed them until the last couple of weeks. So, the matchups this round, we have Dean Vargo versus Simon Moat.
Yep.
Jeff Fair and Charles Easton, a couple.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
A couple of ex-champions going against each other. So,
Nationals teammates.
Yeah. Michael Mossbarter and Lonnie Jones. Lonnie Jones, I think, could be a little bit of a sleeper down there.
Oh, he's really good. I've bowled against Lonnie a couple of regionals that he's bowled.
Yeah.
He is very, very good and very good at rolling the ball. He's thrown nothing but urethane this weekend, and he is just making it look disgusting all weekend.
Yeah, and he's a heck of a nice guy.
Oh,
A
yeah.
few minutes back there talking when my microphones got stolen from me. Brandon Novak and Blaine Arms, another good match. Again, of course, Chad Roberts and Kyle Cook right here in front of us. Mike Clark Jr. and Scott Vandergrift. J.T. Cherpesky. I just love saying his name.
I know, right? A.K.A. Miller Lite, if anybody knows.
Yeah. Now batting and playing shortstop, J.T. Cherpesky versus Brian Hatcher. And then we have Michael Williams versus D2 David Harold. He snuck by his match by a stick. Dave Harold did, won by 1.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was a crazy ending. Crazy ending.
Yeah, 5 count on a fill ball, and D2 sneaks around him.
See some crazy stuff. Yeah, Chad looked like that. He got that one inside a little bit. It probably could have held if he threw that Zen on that lane, but he's definitely playing him smart. I think that's what Kyle's getting ready to do, is because the 2 lanes look different. Just a smidge different on 1920, but enough to throw 2 different balls. So Chad opened the door a little bit. See if Kyle can get a double real quick.
There are a couple highlights here of the winners of the first round. Brian Hatcher shot 546 for his 2.
That's a ton.
There he is again. J.T. Trapesky, 532.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you had a buzzsaw in front of you. Mike Clark shot 502.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, he shot 470, so he didn't bowl bad.
He had such good ball reaction that it was hard to beat him. He's a very good player, too. Very good player.
Yeah. Michael Williams had 502. There's another one up here I might have missed. Jeff Fair, 501.
That's a high score.
5 guys there averaged over 250 for their 2
Jeff
games.
had 500 for 2?
501.
Wow. I only saw his bowls last game. I think he had like 230 or 240s, but. Zach Cookie mounts there with a strike in the 6th.
Again, we have this streaming on several different pages, including my personal page, TMT Bowling Stream TV. It is in the TMT Bowling Sunday Sweeper page. Or you can click on over to YouTube, subscribe, follow along right there. It's free. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Mine as well.
You hit subscribe and hit that little bell, and then every time we go live, it'll tell you.
Yep.
On TMT Bowling Stream TV on YouTube. Had a little excitement over the last week. We reached our 1,000 subscriber mark.
That's awesome.
I think we picked up another 20 or so just this weekend. So, kind of cool. And this is something we do for fun. This is our little side gig that we just like to have a little fun with.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We come up here and do this one we don't charge to do these things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we would if we had to travel, I guess, far. Generally, everything we do live is at Coleraine Bowl. Mike was waving that one in.
If anybody can see, nobody can see Mike. Mike has literally the best shorts in the building.
Well, we can turn a camera to him.
Oh, my gosh. Best shorts in the building. He's got these little, I don't even know what kind of purple that is.
Light?
Isn't there like a isn't periwinkle like a light purple?
Yeah, that's more.
I'm trying to sound sophisticated.
It's a pastel.
Pastel.
It's very Eastery.
That's what it looks like. It looks like an Easter kind of purple. Just in September.
Oh, Lauren says, good morning, boss, and good morning, Richard.
Good morning. That lane looks like it's on fire for Kyle.
You know, he was on this pair yesterday during the live stream, and he struggled mightily on this pair.
Yeah, there was a couple pairs that. That's what I was talking to Tyler about when we were doing it. You had to watch pair to pair. I do like how the pattern they put out every year. You can do a little bit of everything. You can do what Lonnie's doing, play the cutter. You can do what Kyle and Chad are doing. You can kind of hook them, or you can be Mike Clark and kind of play in between. But it was because there was a decent amount of friction on the lanes. You had to watch the pairs that had urethane thrown. Because it would make them super tight down lane.
Yes.
So I was 100 over after 2 of the first block, and then I ended up 70 over with 220 my last game, just because I hit a couple pairs with some urethane. And when you have to shape them like this, when you have no hook to down lane, it's hard to get them to shape and do the right thing.
Well, I will tell you, when it gets to the finals, Lonnie Jones was on 17 and 18 throwing urethane, and he threw a couple test balls once he knew he had the match won towards the end just to see. And he came back, he goes, oh, I made him really tight down lane on this pair.
Yeah.
And I said, well, guess what? That's the finals pair. And he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing. But I mean, urethane, if you're able to throw it, I tried to throw it a little bit yesterday. Seemed like there was a decent amount of volume than the last time we were here. The first time we were here, I think it was 4 years ago now, they were hooking quite a bit. But this year it seems like you can actually throw some bigger balls and kind of trick your hand to get it to hit down lane. But like I told Tyler, it's all about shot making still. So even though we have a pattern that you can play kind of anywhere, you still got to make shots and hit the 1-3 or the 1-2 for your guys' side.
That's right. One of these days I'll be rolling some bowling balls down there and hitting the 1-2. Or at least, hopefully, hitting the 1-2.
Yeah.
I'm really close. Really close. I had to get over the injuries, and then the last couple months it's more of I was so busy I didn't really get time to practice. The summer was extremely busy for us, which is good. And then I had to get through it mentally that I feel like I'm ready to bowl.
Yeah.
And I be honest, I kind of feel like I'm there for a change.
Yeah, that's good.
And now the season started, and I probably won't be able to bowl for the first 3 or 4 weeks because we got to get everything started and get them going.
Yeah.
And then we can take it from there.
Absolutely.
Get out and start getting a little games in for some leagues, and we'll just call that my practice.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe start hitting up some of these little tournaments around Cincinnati. I want to be back out there with you guys on occasion.
Yeah, there's plenty to bowl. Plenty to bowl. So one good thing about, we were talking about that yesterday at lunch, me, Kyle, Jody, Paul, Brown, we all went to lunch. We were talking how fortunate pretty much Ohio is because we always have something to bowl.
Yes.
It's always something to kind of make a little bit of money in, bowl, and just try to, improve your game a little bit. So we're very fortunate as bowlers because there's several times where I want to, hey, I'm going to take a weekend off. I'm kind of fried out. No, there's 17 more tournaments in the next 17 weeks. So.
Kyle.
Yeah, he's struggling. We still got another game left.
That's right. He's down 36 right now, but these are 2-game total pinfall matches. So that last ball he went to, it looked like he went to the hammer roll. Solid. Went to the hammer roll solid, and it actually looked like a little bit better reaction with a slight move. Well, and that didn't help.
The problem that he's saying from what I'm seeing back here is the right lane for him is hooking a bunch. So you actually need a ball to go down lane and continue. That raw was good, but it didn't hit down lane. And then the left lane just seems like it's super tight. For Kyle, they seem like they're polar opposite lanes.
Yeah.
Jody, I'm sorry, not Jody. Jesus, Jody and Chad look alike. Just kidding. But
no, they don't.
No, but Chad's getting his ball to do the right thing on the right lane. The left lane, he's actually getting his ball to go high for some reason.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Who? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
if anybody
Jalen
is wondering, the GOAT, Jalen, a.k.a. Strikefest, just shot his second 300 of the weekend over in, where are they at, Springfield, Missouri?
Springfield, Missouri at the Inside Bowling Doubles Tournament.
Yeah, they're bowling K-Will's doubles. He's bowling with Scotty Kramer.
He likes to grab it at the bottom and rip it down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate that him and Brady and Collier and RJ and Ryan, they're all on my Friday night team because the stuff that you see, so much talent, so much fun. But Jalen hits a ball more effortlessly than I will at the Bradley. So cannot really get my ball to hook sometimes. And if I do, I got to throw it approximately 13.5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he just has no problem.
It's just that guy.
Yeah. Super good dude, too.
Again, anybody watching right now, hit the share button down in the bottom right-hand corner, left-hand corner of your mobile device. We are at the top 16, working our way to the championship match. And we want to get as many viewers as we can for the finals. I looked at the numbers last night when we got back to the room. Just in between YouTube and the several Facebook channels that we ran this to yesterday, we got about 5,000 views last night.
Nice.
Which is good. Kind of a cool thing doing the restream that we do. It gives you the analytics of everything and lets me know what we're doing and the folks that are watching. And YouTube does the same thing. It'll tell you pretty much the age groups of people that are watching. It tells you a lot of information. So I'm trying to grow this side of what I do.
Yeah, doing a good job.
I have fun with it, though, so it makes a big difference. I have fun running tournaments and having you guys out there. That's the second 710 I've seen for Mike over there.
Yeah, what I have noticed, kind of go off topic here, what I have noticed is, third 710 was, what I have noticed is, and I've noticed it this week too, is when we had to get left, they instantly got tight down lane. So like me, I had to throw it. I had to pretty much circle the entire lane to get my ball to do the right thing. But as we can see from the last like 4 shots that we just saw in the last 30 seconds, all of them kind of bailed down lane. So Chad threw one and it kind of bailed down lane. Blaine just 710 because it bailed down lane. Mike just 710. Thanks for the second time, Todd said.
Second time that game.
Yeah. So. Novak, I think Novak was down 10 or so going into this game.
Yeah, I tried to see if they had a scoring system where they could show us a 2-game running total.
Yeah.
But he said he's not able to do it.
So now Novak took a pretty good lead over there. Still lots of game left.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one for Kyle.
Kyle's going to have to do that a lot this game.
Yeah. Chad's no easy comer.
Trying to watch the scoring, see if there's any tricks on there. It looks like
they have it where it's
Chad is leading by 49. Let's see if we're reading that properly.
Well, Chad had, it was 158 to 217, I want to say.
So, yeah, the middle of it's giving us a running total. So Chad has got a 59-pin lead through 11 frames. So if I see the score over there with Novak, they're about dead even. It's a 3-pin match over there with Novak and Blaine Arms.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow, guys. Reading the screen takes me a little bit to figure out. Or my buddy Gary put that in there for me so I could pay attention a little easier. I ask him in between frames. I am going to take a quick walk down. I'll wait until all those screens turn blue and go see some of the numbers.
I'm going to step out because I need to get some food.
Food?
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break.
Yep.
I'll be back.
I'll be right here.
All right. I'll be right back.
Kyle just can't get comfortable on this pair no matter what he's doing. We have Chad Roberts coming up, trying to extend his lead. And he throws another strike. Currently has an 81 pin lead now over Kyle. I'm not sure why it's pausing, Tony. I'm showing a full signal here. I haven't had anything. It was doing it yesterday a lot. But with the few amount of people that are in the building, we're actually keeping a full signal here. So I'm not sure why we're pausing. Hopefully nobody else is having that problem. Rick said he had to go get some food, and he just walked past me with a Mick Ultra. I guess that's food. Yeah, their pizza is pretty good here. All right, thank you, Billy. Chad is just putting it to him here now. Looking over at Blaine and Brandon. There was a 3-pin match about 4 frames ago, and it is now a 55-pin match. Brandon Novak has not stopped striking. He's going 290 here this second game to put himself into the next round. Scott Vandergrift has a 24-pin lead on Mike Clark. With a little 3-bagger, just trying to keep it respectable. After this game, we're going to have to shift some cameras around and try to be able to get the top 8. And our best bet might be going to the left. So I know we got 13 and 14, which is just a little bit out of the view. So it's going to be a little tough for us for the round of 8, but the round of 4 we will be able to get. And then, of course, the final match is right here in front of us. So you have to bear with us through the top 8, and then we'll be back in view for the final 4. Chad with a missed 10 pin there. He's still got this match firmly in hand. Oh. I will tell you, folks, I did get quite a few friend requests yesterday. I will go through them later on the ride home and add all of you. So I appreciate the request, and if you're one of them watching and I didn't get to you yet, I apologize. We went back to the room and fell asleep pretty quick last night, so. Got a pretty close match over here to the left with Vandergrift and Clark. Vandergrift currently has a 15-pin lead. Mike Clark's going a double spare 3-bagger, so he's actually got a pretty good look right now, and he's going to keep the pressure on Scott for. There's no gimmies here. Kind of see him sneaking in left side of the screen. Saw him throw 10 back. I'm going to take a quick walk down to the left. Everybody stay tuned. Go see how some of the other matches are going. Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
Yesterday we had a
I was thinking that when I went up.
Right, again, I'm going to take a quick walk down to the right, and we're going to see what's going on with some of the other matches. Looks like Scott Vandergrift is going to take care of his match over there against Mike Clark. He's got a 38-pin lead through 8 frames. Brian Hatcher is up just to the left. Looks like he's got his hands full right now. Let me walk down here to the right. Let me see what's going on down that way. All right, I'll be right back with some numbers. Okay, the match is down there to the right. Simon Mote has a 28-pin lead right now through 16 frames against Dean Vargo. Jeff Fair has a 44-pin lead over Charles Easton through 6 frames. Charles was working on a 5-bagger, though. And Lonnie Jones had a 97-pin lead over Michael Mossbarter. And that is through 17 frames. So it looks like Jones is going to make his way through. Jeff Fair and Charles Easton, that match could go any direction, and so can the Simon Mote Dean Vargo match. There's still plenty of paper left on both of them. I do see JT Trapesky bowling Brian Hatcher. JT right now over here to the left has got the front 8. I'm sorry. Front 7, and he just left a 10-pin. Just going down there checking the split.
No, you can see him. It's like, well, no, he's not attention moving, but he's definitely sliding that hand.
We're going to see if we can adjust these cameras for the next matches and try to catch a little bit of each side. So hang with us. We'll see if we can get a somewhat of an angle for the next 2 matches. So bear with us. We're going to go ahead and move the cameras around a little bit now. I am going to turn the sound off, but we're going to stay live. So bear with us. All right, everybody, we got the cameras moved for down on the low end. We got 9 and 10, 13 and 14. We'll be able to grab some of those. And then on the high end, it's going to be 29 and 30 and 33 and 34. So we'll be able to see from a distance. And then the next game, the round of 4, they're going to be on 25, 26, 23, and 24. So we'll be all over those with no problem. So we'll keep your scores updated throughout the round of 8. Please stay with us. Hit the share button. Let's get ready for the semifinals and the finals, and we'll keep you tuned in for the round of 8. Sound is going to stay on from here,
Okay, we're heading
and
into
here's the
round
announcements
of
for the
8.
round of 8.
On lanes 33 and 34, we have Simon Moat against Jeff Fair. On 29 and 30, we have Lonnie Jones against Brandon Novak. On 13 and 14, we have Chad Roberts against Scott Vandegrift. On 9 and 10, we have JT Cherpesky against Michael Williams II. Please report to your lanes. We're going to get you started immediately. You'll have 2 shots on each lane. And again, we are between rounds, so if you need to change a surface, you're able to do that before you throw your practice.
things get started, you can see the match to the left. It's Chad Morris and Scott Vandergrift. Just out of our view, JT Pesky. And Michael Williams second. Down here on the right, you see Brandon Novak. And he's versus Lonnie Jones. And just a little further down, you see the lanes lit up. You'll see him at the foul line. It's Simon Moat versus Jeff Fair. There goes Simon. So we'll do our best to keep your scores updated. Again, everybody hit the share button for us. After this, we go to the Final Four, and everything will be a little closer into camera range. And the finals are going to be right here on 17 and 18. So we want to make sure we get big viewership for the finals for sure. Shuby, hello, buddy. I wish I could get the camera down on Mike Williams. Rachel, I'm sorry. It's a little tougher to do down there because of where they are. We've only got so much room. Got someone to talk to for a minute.
What's up, guys?
Got Blaine Arms just jumping in the booth for a little bit. He just got finished and had a nice finish into the top 16. Ran into
a buzzsaw.
Oh yeah, well, Brandon Novak. And you actually had him for a little while, and then he had to go and shoot 290 against you.
Yeah, I mean, aside from him shooting 290, and hats off to him, that right lane just got very nasty for me.
Yeah.
Like most of my shots I thought were good. Last second would just hit the mids way too dry and just go face. There's nothing I can do about that.
That's right. So you see the angles that we have here. We've got Lonnie Jones and Brandon down there. And over here we can kind of see 13 and 14 where we have Scott Vandergrift and Chad Roberts.
Yeah, you're down in the nitty-gritty now. Everyone here has the potential to win.
Absolutely. Or they wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
I'm pretty impressed with Lonnie Jones' game. Got to watch him yesterday a little bit. It's nothing fancy. Keeps it in play. Big, strong guy. He's able to work that urethane and still get it to go through the pins. Where I haven't seen as much urethane as I thought I would on this pattern. Urethane was a big thing last year on this pattern at Colerain Bowl.
Yes, it was.
But, I mean, same surface and everything here, so I would have thought it would have been a little more in play.
And especially with the house being like Colerain being more high frequency. Like, definitely. Like, I thought urethane was going to be in play.
Yes.
And, first squad we bowled, you pretty much every lane had urethane on it, and then about halfway through game one, probably 80% of the field stopped throwing urethane. It just was not there for the majority of the field.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when we get to 17 and 18 because urethane was thrown on it in the first match, and that's where the finals
Lonnie,
are.
Correct.
What's that?
Was it by Lonnie?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So he was on that pair to start, and he threw urethane on it. And like I said, he doesn't bend it a whole lot. He's keeping it, keeping the ball in play and in the pocket without covering a lot of boards. And I'm pretty certain he made him a little tighter down lane. So it'll be interesting to see when they get to that pair.
And, going back to you saying it doesn't do anything special to the ball, I mean, look at the people in bowling industry. Like, you got the Jeff Fairs. Like, they don't do nothing elegant, but they're just very good at being consistent.
Well, elegant and Jeff Fair kind of match up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Using that phrase.
I would quote it as a touch guy.
He's got some of the best touch there is, and he's one of the better shot makers that there is in the game still.
For sure. And so that's what I like about Ohio, man. It's just from old to young, there's just so much talent. You can learn so much from everybody. I mean, just in the last 3 years, just by bowling all these competitive tournaments, I've gained so much knowledge and so much experience, and it's actually changed my game to a completely different level.
You can learn a lot by watching, that's for sure. I I didn't even throw the first bowling ball, and I was up watching my dad bowl leagues at Coleraine Bowl, and I was just a little guy. And that's how I learned how to do a lot of my bowling, was watching and learning from my dad, learning from when I did start bowling, learning from Mickey Heeg. But as I have progressed and have gotten a whole lot older, I still watch and learn.
I thought you were 21, Todd.
21.
I'd card you.
Okay, thanks. Let me know where you're working at that carding matters, and I'll make sure I have mine ready.
I got you. You have to come all the way down to Tennessee, though.
That's okay. It's a road trip.
Yep. I'm right near Nashville. We could have a good time.
Yeah, Nashville's one of my favorite towns.
They have so many good restaurants there. The food is unbelievable down there.
It's some of my best memories bowling in Nashville. Tusculum Lanes and the Music City Classic.
I wish, nowadays, in Tennessee, there's not a whole lot to bowl. You maybe have 1, 2, 3 at the most, or if anything decent to bowl. There's just nothing there. It's like a big reality check coming from being in Ohio all the time, bowling something every weekend, to going out to Tennessee and
yeah, I mean, we're
really nothing.
Just after noon. There's a sweeper getting started right now in Cincinnati. Hey, Ricky Christopher, how you doing, buddy? Got a sweeper getting started at Northwest Lanes right now. When we get finished here today, we're going to pack up our equipment, head down to Coleraine Bowl for our sweeper this evening at 6 o'clock. So that's every weekend, and I tend to run a few tournaments throughout the year.
Just a couple.
Like I said yesterday, I can't remember who I was even speaking with. I almost have more fun on this side of it. I think it was Carly. I have a little more fun on this side of the business, doing the live streams and running tournaments and whatnot, than even bowling. And I haven't been able to bowl for a little while, but I'm back. I'm physically able to bowl. Got through a whole lot of some physical issues and fighting a few little things, but starting to practice a little bit and get ready for, the league's already started down at Coleraine, but I've got about 3 or 4 weeks to make sure all my folks are trained and ready to go, and then I'll be back out there bowling leagues, which we're going to count that as practice, and then, like I told someone earlier, I'll get out there and start, it was Rick McCormick, get out there and start bowling some of these tournaments with you guys.
That'd be great. Like I said, once you're away from the game for so long, just bowling league, it's just, you fall back in love with it because you miss it so much. But as you're saying, on this side of the bowling industry, I can 100% see why you might enjoy it more, because it's definitely less stressful.
Oh, there's no question about it. The live streaming and whatnot is definitely a lot less stressful than running a bowling center, and bowling and being aggravated. You saw Chad leave a fast 8 there. That was a tough break. But, yeah, it all rolls together, though. And even through the live stream, I've met a lot of new people. Like Lonnie Jones, I had not met until today. Excellent guy. Most everybody here I've been through or around, or they've bowled through Coleraine at some point, or in Jody's events. So I've seen a lot of the folks, but getting a chance to meet a lot of new people, make some new friends, and that's what this game's all about. Sure, there's a competition side of it. Sure, you don't like to lose.
We're just a community at the end of the day. We really are.
Yes, everybody's out there to try to help each other out, and sure, there's a match going on with this guy against this guy, and whoever, and after they're done, they're still friends for the most part, I would imagine. Most people.
Like me and Novak, we've been friends for years now, and we always tell each other, I'm your friend before, you're my competitor during, we're friends after. There's no hard feelings.
That's right.
And I run into Novak quite a lot. I ran into him probably a month and a half ago at the Nesbitt's, made the finals there, and he won that.
Yeah.
He's just an animal, a machine.
Just saw a glance at the scores. Scott Vandergrift, and these are 2-game matches, so they're just through 7 frames. Chad Roberts has a 29-pin lead over Scott Vandergrift right now. Mike Clark is heading out of the building. Stop by to say thank you. And Oh, boy.
He's even competed in the arcade.
Dawn's probably back there on her scooter doing skee ball. We'll switch over here and watch Lonnie.
After her surgery?
You know, Dawn had surgery 2 weeks ago. She had her follow-up visit on Thursday, and things are healing properly. The surgery went well. What they had to do is she had something called a Hageland's deformity on the back of her foot, which is just a big heel spur, basically. And it stretched out her Achilles tendon, so she had Achilles tendonitis. So they worked on the deformity or whatever on the heel spur and cleaned that all up. They actually had to cut her Achilles tendon since it was stretched out and then reattach it to her heel. So she's got 4 more weeks of no weight bearing on her foot, and she's now sporting this rockin' giant boot. But fortunately with the boot now, instead of just being wrapped with the splint the first 2 weeks, she's able to take the boot off and let her foot rest a little bit. But she's doing good. She's doing really good. Getting around the house and whatnot has been a little difficult for her. We recently moved and added 2 floors to our house instead of the ranch with no basement we used to live in, which would be perfect for her right now. But we're making it work.
I still had to make my way over there one time. I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah. Well, you'll have plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, one of them around here.
We like to entertain.
I think I'm around you guys more than I am my own family at this point.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, we're all family.
Exactly.
We had a couple good get-togethers on Friday nights throughout the summer, and I'm sure we'll have some other opportunities to do that before it gets cold.
We had going away for college, and then, I didn't realize, what I took for granted here, honestly, bowling, my friends, everything like that. It's just hard, sacrifice now, benefit later kind of deal, but
yeah.
I miss home bad, man.
I'm going to change this a little bit. Let's switch to the top 8 down there on the bottom. When we get to the Final 4, like I said, we have a couple cameras we can turn that direction. We got one of them unplugged over there with no power getting to it, so hopefully it makes it through these 2 games, and then we'll be able to swing it back over this way and plug it back in. One of these days, I'd love to figure out a good wireless system to be able to upgrade this a little more and make them wireless, so I can put some cameras, throughout the center. And there's a couple other things that I'm also looking at. That, we always try to make this better.
I remember when you first started live streaming, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't pretty, but you got the job done.
Well, our first live stream when we ran the sweeper at Northwest when I was over there was just our phone. And there was no one talking, and then all of a sudden Fluffy started popping in there, and we had a little play-by-play going on from time to time. And then when we moved to Coleraine, we got to the Mevo camera, which was just the one little tube camera, and it didn't really you can't zoom with it, but you can get different angles, kind of forward and back. And then I did the live stream of one of Jody's. I think it was the first Mega.
Yeah. And
Brad Bridges came up to help us out for the finals, and he brought all his goodies up with us, and I saw all this stuff, and it's like,
I want it.
Man, I'm doing this all wrong. And about 2 weeks later, we were about $1,500 deep in equipment.
You had some pretty fancy stuff at the Coleraine Open, too. Got some good angles from the player's perspective and stuff.
Yeah, we have one more camera. We can add another camera to this where we could put one up at the foul line, and Brad had his with him.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And ran the camera right up there. It's just got to make sure we have a battery pack to it, which we could do. I've got battery packs, and we can just plug them into it. But, yeah, that camera coming from the front when Brad had that set up was fantastic. So
I didn't make that step ladder, but I sat there and was just watching everything. I noticed the camera sitting by the foul. I was like, what is that? And then I got on the live stream just to see, and I was like, it looked really cool.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
So we'll add to we're going to be adding to the mix here before too long. So keep talking here for a minute. I'm going to walk down to the other matches and see
give us
in
some
the
updates.
distance and try to get some score
Get some
updates, since they can kind of see from a distance and see how Brandon and Jeff.
I know he did leave an unfortunate split in the 10th, but he seemed to bounce back from that shot in the first.
So talk away. I'll be right back with some scores.
Yes, sir. But yeah, just to give a little bit of a player's perspective from this tournament this weekend. The first block was pretty wet, dry to start out. You didn't really have a whole lot of hold inside, and there was an OB around 7. So you had to get deep and just kind of hit in that sweet spot. So if you were able to repeat shots like that, you were pretty much able to score pretty well because carry was pretty good first block. The second block, it just with the re-oil and not really taking a long break in the oil setting, it kind of just made the lanes a lot tighter. And I personally had to make a lot of surface adjustments, and fortunately got some good breaks and just both pretty consistent, made it to match play. And then match play day is like day and night from the whole tournament. They started hooking immediately. Like, I think I was 15 left of where I was all weekend in practice for match play. But I unfortunately couldn't get it done, and that's why these guys are bowling, because they knew how to figure it out. I mean, it's really hard to give updates from here because the matches are so far apart. So hopefully Todd comes back with some updates and we can start talking about bowling some more. Simon throws a good shot there, 10 back. Lonnie packs it back as he always does. Okay, so after game 1, JT is 21 pins above Michael Williams. Vandergrit is 18 above Chad Roberts. Novak is 40 over Lonnie Jones, and Simon is 24 over Jeff Fair. Novak is just a buzzsaw. I ran into him last round, and I pocket 7-10, and that's the only break he needed, and he just ran with it and did not give me any breathing room. And he's just continuing to do that as he always does. The Chad Roberts and Vandergrit game match is going to be very interesting because I know Chad, and he can easily start stringing them like it's nobody's business. JT Chapetsky doing his thing, one good buddy of mine, always bowls well. And then Simon Moe and Jeff Fair. Jeff Fair, there's nothing that needs to be said about this man. Simon was honestly way back from the cut of top 32 going into the second block yesterday. And I think he came out the gate and struggled with like a 183, and then all of a sudden made an adjustment, caught fire, went 259, 300, and just did not stop striking and ended up making it into match play. And that's the thing I love about this format is once you make it to match play, it's anybody's game. It doesn't matter what you did in qualifying. That's all done and over with. But we got 3 really close matches here, and Noah and Lonnie, unfortunately, he just split right there. But Novak's got a pretty good grip on that match. Chad, unfortunately, just opened. I think it was the baby split. Pin by JT. And guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and share the live stream. Get as many people watching this as we can. This is a very good tournament, and it's ran by some very good people. And these bowlers deserve to, you know, be watched for the things that they're doing right now. Just sharing the live stream and has no doubt in my mind that it's really expanded the horizon for TMT bowling and just tournaments in general that are live streaming. You guys sharing it and getting it out there brings in more bowlers, it brings in more supporters, and it just builds the community, which is, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Beautiful shot by Simon Moat there. Novak gets a good trip of the 210. I always say I'd rather be lucky than good, but he's good and lucky, so he's got the best of both worlds right now. Beautiful shot by Scott. Trying to capitalize on Chad's open. Try to run away with this one a little bit. Go ahead and jump over here and watch a little bit of this side. Novak's got pretty much in control. Big shot there by Michael Williams. Trying to make a push to come back here. Beautiful shot by Scott. Being an early three-bagger in there. JT Trapetsky. And you would think it was a bad shot by his reaction when he walked off the approach, but that was definitely 10 back. Chad able to finally get his first strike of the game. I believe JT is throwing a UFO alert right now. It's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, gets tapped there for JT, so he's going to have to run down this 10 pin. Chad finally catches a double. Trying to maintain that lead for Scott here. He cannot give anything away right now because Chad can easily get hot and throw a 6 or 7 bagger. Beautiful shot. He just keeps on going. He is not letting up right now. Michael with a big shot there, keeping it interesting down that side with JT.
How about that? That's their hotel for everybody.
And like I said, Scott has an 18-pin advantage on Chad Roberts going into this game, and he is just continuing to put on a clinic. Gets a lucky break there.
He's 10.
Hey, I'll take a 10 off of that shot.
Yep.
I unfortunately would pay the ultimate price this weekend for doing something like that.
Yeah, well, that's bowling.
I did catch a runaway Brooklyn against Novak, though, with that 259. I would take that.
Novak's got his match firmly in hand.
Firmly.
Down there against Lonnie. And it looks like Simon has got a pretty good start against Jeff. He had the first 3 and just made a 7-pin. Jeff's got a couple spares still, but you can't count him out. He starts throwing some strikes, puts a little pressure on Simon.
That's an interesting match right there, because you have Jeff Fair, who you can never count him out. He's always going to get it done. He's got that experience, but, man, Simon can strike.
He can strike.
And if he has a lead already and he's got a look, it's very hard to catch back up and beat him. And the biggest thing is Simon's young and he's already so mature.
He's only 19?
Yeah. I mean, he looks 30, but... I mean, me personally, when I was bowling competitively at 18, 19, there was no thing called mental game for me. I was just an angry kid at anything. And for the most part, he just keeps his composure all the time. And that's commendable to him, because that's actually really hard to do.
Very hard to do.
They are trying to do a poll here to get me to come to Coran tonight.
I'm going there. Why wouldn't you go?
I mean, I might as well, man. Might as well. It's not like I don't have class tomorrow.
Make us a convoy on the way down there. You guys might get there ahead of me. It just depends how long it takes to pack up and get there.
I mean, I guess I can just crack a couple Red Bulls. I'll make it. I'll be all right.
That's right.
I'm young. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, these things.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick second. We're going to thank our sponsors once again. We got M&D Blacktop putting in a bunch of money and also adding a bonus to the highest overall qualifier yesterday. And then BOWLERX, Lee Sant, second year into the event as far as sponsoring, and got his banner hanging up right over. It'll be in all the camera views here later, and it has been most of the weekend. But Lee is kind of the guy. I don't know if anybody's had the opportunity or the pleasure of meeting Lee. And Krista, his wife, they just are here for the bowlers, kind of like I am. And him and I get along very well because of that. Good people for sure. He steps up for the Masters each of the years, and he's sponsored a couple things for us down at Coleraine already. And we can't thank you enough, Lee, and we really appreciate it. Folks, go to BOWLERX, check it out. You can pretty much get anything you're looking for there. There is a actual code. You can get a little discount if you want. TMT Bowling X. So
save that $1.
Save a buck or two. It's 10% actually. So, and that'll work on most things. It's not going to work on the front of the front line things, new releases and whatnot. But his banner kind of says it all right there, for the love of bowling. And that's why he does what he does. That's why I do what I do. And Lee's a good man. And again, we want to thank you. And the Ohio State Masters group thanks you as well. So
this is one of my favorite tournaments to bowl. It's ran by a good group of people, and they really do a lot getting sponsorships and great format for us bowlers. And from a bowler's perspective, I'm so thankful to have people like you guys in Ohio.
Yeah, and then, again, our friends at M&D Blacktop, what he puts into this tournament every year, just because he loves bowling. He bowls with a couple of the guys that are on the tournament staff. I have not had the pleasure of bowling with him because they're up here. Most of the tournament staff's from up north. But got to meet him last year down at Coleraine. Wonderful man. And, again, thanks to all the sponsors, or both sponsors. Bowlify being another sponsor, giving away some jerseys, so we certainly want to thank Bowlify as well. So we can't do these tournaments and run these tournaments well without the help of our sponsors. So
bowling does not go by just one person. It takes a group of people that generally want to see it grow and do well.
Right.
And these sponsorships and this staff makes that happen.
Right. We're going to click back over here. Looks like Chad Roberts is trying to dig back into this match.
Started off a little slow, but ever since third frame, he's just been chugging along.
He's working on a 5-bagger, so he's definitely working his way back in. He was only down 10 going into the match. Right now it's showing him down 20, but a strike would make this an even match.
Yeah, anybody's game.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Tripping a 4. Had trouble with his footing a little bit, but he got the love and tripped the 4
It
out.
might be them 80-year-old bowling shoes of his.
Well, he does have the old bowling shoes.
He cannot physically change his soles. He's got what he's got.
But you know, there's a lot of players that like the older bowling shoes, and you got, Pete Weber. He buys the cheapest bowling shoes there are. He doesn't get the high-performance bowling shoes. And
this sport is all about comfort. It don't matter what it is. If you're comfortable and you can do your thing, then that's all that matters.
yeah, and if you don't have good footing at the foul line, you are not going to be able to make good shots. It's all about repeating shots and being able to do the same thing. And if you don't feel right at the foul line, you are not going to be able to perform to what you want. Just facts.
Looks like JT won his match, I'm assuming. His shoes are still on. I can't really see down there the scores from the glare, but
I'll run down and take a look real quick.
alrighty. Scott with a huge double right there. Michael Williams.
Yep, Michael Williams is going into the Final Four.
I couldn't see the scores on there. I did see Michael throw a string of strikes. He was just really getting into it, walking them out, everything.
Yeah, you got Michael Williams and you got Brandon Novak already locked into the Final Four. This match over here is a good one that we've got the cameras on now. Chad made a bad shot there.
That's the 3-6, I believe. So Scott got a big double going and set himself up for the 10th frame.
It's currently a 5-pin match going into the 10th frame over there.
You gotta love those matches. No comfort.
Covers up the spare easily.
Chad's a pretty good spare shooter. I don't see him missing many makeables.
All right, we got 2 pins.
Anybody's ball game.
Bud Vandergrift does have a double working, so
That foundation frame was huge.
yes.
Holds on.
He's definitely struggling with his footing on that left
He did
lane.
not like that shot at all.
But it was an X.
That's all that matters. It don't matter how you get it. I'll take it any which way I can.
Mm-hmm. We don't grade him.
No.
Your opponent might. Nobody else in the building's going to grade him.
Discriminate.
No. This is a big, big shot right here.
You like that one?
Yeah, he couldn't have thrown that one any better. Had to have it. It's going to get him to 247 with another strike.
And the thing I love about Chad Roberts is it could be the most pressured situation, and he's going to turn around off the approach and just start laughing and acting like nothing's going on. He's just completely in his own world.
Well, and pin count's going to be a big thing. Vandergrift's going to have to throw the first one. Or if he goes 9 spare strike. Oh,
Oh,
that's a strike. They got to count that.
X. That was a tap. Slow roller, baby.
So Vandergrift's going to have to go 9 spare strike, and he'd win by 1.
You never know. I've thrown some pretty bad shots. My first one's in the 10th when I needed it. It can happen to anybody. He's been throwing it pretty good. Got a handful of that one.
Well, I'm sorry, I misadded. He goes 8 spare strike. That's going to put him at 237, which would be a tie.
We love those roll-offs. Bonus bowling. Here we go. He clearly knows what he has to do. Let's see if he can
Nice
make
to
it
meet you.
happen.
All right, got to have a strike right here to tie. Provided they counted that last one as a strike for Chad.
I believe they did.
I mean, I would have had to give that to him.
So Chad's last one was not a strike. Right. Not a strike. Sweet. Got it.
All right, well, Chad's last ball was not a strike. So a strike right here by Scott would be a winner by 1.
9 will top. Brooklyn run
He
away
went Brooklyn
for the win.
For the W. A win is a win. That's just that's bowling.
Like we said, any way you can get them.
And I certainly thought Chad's was a strike, but we were at a bad angle here, so we're going to turn the cameras.
We're about to get some better angles now going into the top 4. But Todd, thanks for letting me join in. I'm going to hop off here. I will see you tonight.
All right. We're going to move the cameras over and try to get ready for the semifinals and get all the cameras over there. We may leave one of them here, but we're going to try to get 2 of the cameras on the semifinals and make sure that we can get a good view. You too, buddy. That was Jody Boyd, everybody. Jody Boyd stepping out of the building. All right, we'll be right back with you. Please share away. Final 4 coming right up.
What happened? Good luck. Good. I only got maybe a little. They all count, man.
Bowlers, I'm actually going to shut this feed down, and we're going to go ahead and cue it back up for the final 4. Have that as a different feed, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute. Look for the feed on TMT Bowling Stream TV on YouTube.